Hey, what's going on, kids? Welcome to the 4th episode of the Hyaku Shiki live stream. I am a little chilly this morning, or this afternoon, I should say. And, yeah, Maryland weather's crazy. It's just weird sometimes. Mind you, we don't get like natural disasters, you know, hurricanes, tornadoes, and shit like that. So we're lucky in that respect, but man, the temperature will change on a dime. 2 days ago it was in the high 80s. Yesterday it was in the low 50s. And right now it's 48 degrees and I'm freezing. The studio's in the basement, and so it's naturally cooler than the rest of the house. So I came down and I'm like, ah! Freezing. Anyway, if you missed last night's stream, we finished up the getting the head block into the Zeta Plus head. We extended the Mohawk. Let's go to camera 2, show you a little bit more detail on it. So there it is in all of its glory. I really do like that. And there's the new side profile, right? So we extended the front of the Mohawk down, which I really dig. That gives us a lot of ways that we can detail this and everything. And then last night, a little bit after stream, I just cleaned this up and shaved it down, got it nice and even and everything. So that looks really good. One thing that I was thinking about after the stream last night was kind of final assembly and painting and everything, and then it dawned on me that I'm not going to be able to get this head block in here in the current status here of this thing. I'm not going to be able to get this head block in here once these two pieces are fused and seamed together. So we got to come up with another solution for that. Always 2 steps ahead. Always 2 steps ahead. You got to think about final assembly. You got to think about painting. You got to think about all that. So that's what we're going to tackle here today. So let's get this thing back apart and slide the head block out. So what I figure we'll do, we have actually a good amount of room. Once this block is slid in there, we've got a lot of room, a lot of real estate up in the top here and everything like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fuse the 2 pieces together without the head block inside. We're going to then, once this thing is fused together and seamed and all that, this will become one solid piece, and then we'll go back in and the support right there, that peg, will eliminate that, clear out all of this space in here, and then pack this thing with epoxy putty and just the top and everything. And then we'll go ahead with the head block, fill in some of these gaps, flatten this thing out real nice, and then using magnets, we'll pop a magnet on top of here, pop a magnet in there, so then this thing will just bloop together at the end, and I can paint everything separately. So that is that's the plan for that. Simple, elegant, easy thing, easy solution. Magnets are always fun to play with, obviously. And then also too, I don't know if you noticed, but I recreated the block that the visor slides into. Did that just off stream last night. That was, you know, very inconsequential. So yeah, it basically just slides on and off, real easy, real easy. And then of course the face plate just slides into place on the head block there. So very, very easy thing to do. All right, so with that being said, order of operations. Adam Savage is big on order of operations, and so am I. So first things first, let's just say hi to everybody. I know Lorenz was first on the board today. What's going on, Lorenz? Good to see you. Brandon's with us. Michael Dawson, Mr. Superset. What up, dude? Edwin, Mr. RSA. What's going on, buddy? From down under. Julius Sarge is with us. Good. Giovanni, what's going on, buddy? Good, long time no see. First time joining the live stream. I know, right? Good stuff there. Juck Now, what's going on? And then Lorenz, he wants to know. Oh, what? That's the wrong chat. Jesus, I'm clicking the wrong chat. Juno. Oh, Juno. 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 Oh, Juno. I know, Juno. Yeah, I got you. I got you. All right, sorry about that. I'll remember that from now on. But Lorenz wants to know, do you prefer the Shiki with eyes or just the visor? Oh, just the visor. Just the visor, yeah. Well, the thing is, if you look at it, there we go. If you look at it, the Shiki is actually just a visor anyway. There's no eyes on the Shiki. It is straight visor. And even if you pull off the visor, the actual, glass part of the visor, you'll see underneath there's no like inner mechanics like the like the GM visor and stuff like that. If I could get the damn thing off, that is shit. I recreated the block too well. There it is. All right, so yeah, so see, it's just a clean visor under there. Probably why Katra wears those dumb sunglasses, but I don't know. But yeah, the Shiki always has just a visor. And for this particular build, I like just the visor. I don't know why. It's just a gut feeling, I guess. And because like I said, the focus for this build, the theme for this Shiki is speed. So I want this to be kind of a quick hitting kind of mobile suit, in and out. That's why we're kind of going with the two pistols instead of the big rifle and everything. That's why we're modifying the backpack with the extra parts and things like that too. So yeah, speed. And I don't know why the visor says speed to me. Just does. So yeah, we're going with the visor. Mikkel, ayo. But I know it's you, man. It obviously my buddy's customs, Gamer Budrick. I know, Juno, we know. Heyo. Right? Lorenz says, now that you mentioned the theme, it does tie it together. It's like a racing helmet of sorts. Oh yeah, you know what? I didn't even think about that. Yeah, kind of how the visor comes down. Huh. I didn't even honestly think about that, but that makes actually really good sense. That may have been kind of what my brain was trying to put together, but you just said it in plain words. So yeah, 100%, 100%. So, all right, kids, let's get to doing this thing. Yeah. So, like I said, the first thing on the docket is to glue this thing together. So for that, we're gonna need, oh, what do I want to use here in this case? You know what? I'm gonna pull out the plastic magic, and I'm gonna show you guys the magic of the plastic magic. So, all right. So for those of you not familiar, this is plastic magic, and let's get a zoom in here. That is right on this side. That is by Deluxe Materials. I believe they're out of the UK, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, they are from the UK. And you can find them deluxematerials.com, right? So for those of you that don't know about this is, down here, low odor, super thin cement, invisible joints, bonds ABS, styrene, and other plastics other glues cannot. And I've put this bitch to the test, and it is factual. This thing can bond pretty much any plastic. This stuff is insanely good. Now, like I said on last night's stream, the Deluxe Materials brand is very, very common here in the States. So if your hobby store doesn't stock this, chances are they will stock Deluxe Materials products. And if that is the case, they can order this at very least for you. Chances are they already have this in stock, but if they don't, go get you a bottle. This stuff is magic, and you can see kind of how thin it is, right? It is, yeah, I mean, it's about the same viscosity as, your Tamiya Extra Thin. I think the Tamiya Extra Thin may be just a little on the thicker side. This is more like water, but yeah, this stuff is great, and it is like the bottle said, very low odor too. So this is what we're going to use today to seam this this head up here. Excuse me. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Mikkel says, I wonder how much you'll get done today. What's on your mind for today? Onder? Mikkel? Onder? Come on, bud. You can spell better than that. Oh, man. Brandon says Amazon has it sometimes, and sometimes it's on there for cheap. Nice. Yeah, Edwin, don't forget you got it. Oh, man. Let's see. Bud says, no getting high off your own supply, right? Wonder, come on, man. I know, I'm fucking with you, Mikkel. Come on now. Gotta have a little fun at your expense. Come on, man. All right, let's get the glue in this thing. So, just like with Tamiya Extra Thin, it has a brush applicator already. Comes with the deal and everything, and then like with that, you just brush this stuff on. Now I'll show you kind of my technique here, because essentially what I'm doing is brushing this on. This is kind of the first application for this, and this side is going to dry out quicker than this side, obviously. Whatever you apply last. And that's not a big deal, because basically what I'm doing is softening this plastic up a little bit. Starting the process of fusing this together, right? Now, bloop, and bloop inside there. Now the bottom pegs don't really matter too much, because those are going away anyway. So right now, this is strictly for alignment purposes. Now we're gonna get this super close, just like that, right? And now we're going to go back with it and kind of do the capillary action. Bloop. Oh yeah. And that's flowing very nicely. We're actually going to get it just a little closer there. Just a hair. Oh yeah. See, and that's flowing nicely through there. Yeah. Yeah. Geez, it already flowed down the other side where I haven't applied it yet. Well, that's the capillary action, man. Yeah. All right, and then give it a nice squeeze. And if we did it right, yeah. Yep. Everything is looking good. Just a little bit right there where that meets. But you can kind of hopefully see, well, it's getting blown out, but maybe if I block the light a little bit, you know, I don't know. You can kind of see the squeeze out is happening, right? Yeah, a little bit right there. But yeah, the squeeze out is looking really good. That indicates proper adhesion and coverage, and that shows me that the plastic is welding together properly. So that looks really, really good. We're going to get just a little on the inside here. Just a little bit there. All right, cool. So that is done. That head is now fused together, and it will never come apart without some force to it. Very happy with that. I do really, really, really like the look of it. All right, so we're gonna put this off on the backstop back here to cure, and we're gonna leave it alone. We're gonna leave that alone. So now, what I wanna do here, like I said, is to kind of clean this up here a little bit, even out the surface, make the head block, the top of it flat, and that way we'll be able to you know, get our magnet on here and everything too. So now last night I went ahead and glued the back piece on here, so that is rock solid. That poly cap's not going anywhere. So yeah, we're in good shape for that. So now let's go ahead, get the face plate pulled off here. And I already dropped this piece once today on the floor, and it was a bitch to find, and it was literally right beneath my feet. But that little piece being clear and my flooring being kind of a gray, grayish, you know, plank laminate, this was damn near impossible to find. Shit, and I almost did it again. God damn it. All right, put that back on the backstop. Now, for those of you that don't know, when I say backstop, I have this kind of long, purpose-made shelf almost. It's, you know, only maybe 4 inches tall. It's got some, you know, places for cubbies and stuff, but it's got a long shelf that I can put stuff on, and it also blocks things from falling behind the desk too. Yeah, I'll show that kind of in the room, you know, studio tour video and everything when I make that. But yeah, when I say backstop, that's what I mean. It's just a shelf back here behind the cameras and everything. So just don't get it twisted. All right. There we go. Visor is off. put on the backstop. All right, so now we can work on evening out the top of the block. Top of the block. So we're gonna need to do some cutting, some filling. Yeah. So easy, all things considered, but yeah, I mean, it's just gonna take a little bit of work here for us. But let's get let's get caught up here real quick. Edwin says, I know I need some ABS glue and I forgot had that one. Yeah, actually it worked really, really good. God, who hit me up on this? It was Becky Customizer. If you don't know that name, she is an absolutely wonderful, talented modeler. Where is she from? Is she from Singapore? I don't remember off the top of my head. Southeast Asia somewhere. Someone let me know. I think Becky's from Singapore, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyway, she posted about it years ago. God, and I think I was still working on the Hummingbird. Yeah, no, I was working on the Hummingbird because that's when I used it first. So that had to have been 2014, 2015, something like that. And she posted about it that, you know, it was great stuff and she was going to start carrying it in her online store at the time. And I was just like, well, damn, I gotta see what this is all about. It can bond ABS, and obviously working on the Hummingbird and everything, it had, you know, the Zeta Plus had, you know, ABS inner parts and stuff. It didn't have like a full inner frame, but it had inner, you know, an inner part. So I found it. I had my local hobby store order it for me. Used it, was absolutely amazed at how well it bonded ABS together. And from there, I was obviously I was sold. My local hobby store at the time, which is now, you know, been gone for years and years and years. That's where I got the paint rack from. I went back in, told the guys that, hey, this shit is good, and like a week or so later, they had a display, you know, of it and everything. So, yeah, it's so good at bonding ABS, Edwin. So yeah, yeah, you'll be in good shape. You'll be in good shape. Brandon says Plastic Magic is currently $14 on Amazon. Little expensive, but that's still not bad if that's the only place that you can get it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's not terrible. Not terrible. Buddy says this makes me want to pull out my old Master Grade Exia build I started years ago during your older streams. Do it. Do it. Do it. You know, like Palpatine. Do it. So this is the thing. Like, so many people have commented and messaged me, like, and just, you know, said on the stream, like, oh my God, like, I started back in building because you're back streaming and everything. And I fucking love those comments, man. It makes me feel good. You know what I mean? It makes me feel really good. So yeah, dude, jump back into it. It's a hell of a lot of fun. Hell of a lot of fun. Loren says, can you join two different plastics together? I haven't really tried Plastic Magic before. Yes, I have affixed polystyrene and ABS together without issue. So 100% yes. Yes, you can. It literally is magic. I don't know what they've put in it, but it is magic. And there's not, like I said, there's not the odor that you get from the Tamiya Extra Thin. Now, mind you, Tamiya Extra Thin has its place. Still love it. It's the GOAT. But man, Plastic Magic, you know, is super, super handy when you need it. For styrene to styrene, I do think the bond that the Tamiya Extra Thin makes is a little stronger, but not by much, not enough to care. Let's put it that way. But just the fact that Plastic Magic can do all of the stuff that it can do is awesome. And honestly, this right here, that little bit in this bottle of Tamiya Extra Thin constitutes probably the last bottle of Tamiya Extra Thin that I'm gonna ever purchase, because for all my seaming and welding purposes in this, I think Plastic Magic is superior for what it does and everything. So yeah, Plastic Magic is great stuff, Lorenz. Definitely give it a shot. Yeah. Apex Nerd, Master Grade Exia was a fantastic build for me. I've never gotten into the 00 line. Now, mind you, I do have a Dynamis that I inherited, which is still cool because the Dynamis is awesome. I think that's probably everybody's favorite. And then I also have a 00 riser that I also inherited from a guy, and yeah, those are the only two, but I didn't buy them, so yeah, I'll have to pull those out. Maybe one of those will be an off-stream build or something like that. Like with the off-stream build, I don't want to go too crazy. Famous last words. And I want to show techniques and things like that. Jesus. So I don't know, maybe. And I've got some grimoires. Those always intrigued me. And I'm looking at the models that I have up here. Just kind of taking stock and everything. Yeah, we'll see. The Rizel comes first. I haven't started, you can see, still in the box. I haven't started snapping that up yet. That might be a today project. But yeah, good stuff. Brandon says, I pay $12 locally for when it's in stock. That's not bad. $2 difference, and the convenience of 2-day shipping if you have Prime. Yeah, all right. That 14's not bad. Luke is with us. Good morning, Tim. Good morning, bud. Good to see you. All right, so let's get to cleaning up the head block here, yeah? What we got? Fish bore. Build a riser, damn it. Was one of my first master grades back in my painting days. Good to see you back, dude. Thank you, buddy. Good to see you, man. It's good to be back too, you know? Especially jumping in, full steam ahead too. Like when we did the testing, not just this past Sunday, but the Sunday previous, I still had my job, and was thinking, oh man, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it's going to be hard to get up the next morning and go to work. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna suck. But yeah, then the news came, the day after that, and here we are. We're off to the races again. So yeah, I'm kind of digging this. I like it. It is a passion project. So yeah, we have good times. So Eris is with us. Morning, Tim and chat. Morning, buddy. Charles Dodge. Afternoon from work. What's going on, Charles? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Everybody checking in for work today. All right. So with that being said, let's get to cleaning this up. Now, first things first, let's even out, because these, damn it, there we go. I got to remember, Got to remember the stick, the piece of tape. That was from last night's stream. Brandon gave me a good idea. Put a mark down. Basically, a stage mark, essentially, if you think about it, for your hands to go, and then you'll never be off camera again. And there we are. So, all right. So what we have going here is we have protrusions here and here that rise above the main piece here by, I don't know, maybe half, 3/4 millimeters. So we're going to trim this down and make that even. There we are. And now, mind you, this is not precision work that we're doing here. We're just basically going to be filling in the top here and making this flush for our eventual magnet to go on top here. Okay, just kind of slicing off this side. This side's a little bit harder because I'm right-handed, and this is on the left-hand side of the piece, so can't get at the same angle that I got in the other side. All right, so with that being said, let's take a file and just even everything out here. Actually, got my 180 sanding block here. Let's use that. That'll come in. That should come in handy. There we are. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Now, like I said before, what we're gonna do is to once the head is fused together and everything, we'll be able to remove the peg support here on the side, because once this thing is fused, these become obsolete at that point. So we'll be able to take off these kind of cheek pegs here and the peg holes and all that, clear out all of this, just Dremel the hell out of that and take all of that out of there. And then we will pack the top of the head with epoxy putty, and then we're going to go ahead and put in magnets. So the head block will just be able to bloop, right on there, sound effects and everything. And with magnets, fun with magnets, and it's always a good time. So that's the plan. All right. So with that being said, let me see something here. Where? Nope. Aha. There's that. And not you. Shoot. Where? Aha. Here we go. So one of the things that I inherited from that guy that, gave me a bunch of stuff was this. This is, right there, this is by God Hand, and this is basically just a flat file. And that's really all it is. It's literally just a file. It's a piece of metal that has teeth in it. And I'll tell you what, man, this thing, that thing works wonders. That's like baby butt smooth, right? So yeah, I don't know what this thing is called. Don't know, you know, where to get it or whatever, but I'm gonna tell you what, this is pretty nice. It needs to be cleaned. I wonder if, yeah, that works pretty well. Just using poster tack and just trying to take off the dust and everything and debris. Yeah, you can kind of see it's definitely better on this side. Yeah, that's way more, feels way more aggressive, the tooth and everything. So yeah, we'll put that off to the side. Anyway, one of the other things that people have mentioned was glass files. What is that? That's the edge file. It's like a, yeah, it's like a mini Mishima, is that the name of the file plate that we had? But anyway, glass files. This is the glass file set that I bought off Amazon years ago. And it's actually pretty decent. Like, this is a fine tooth, and then this one, yeah, that's way more aggressive. You can just feel it. So let's yeah. Yeah, I mean, the glass file, I mean, it's great tool if you need, you know, like baby butt smooth perfection. Like, if you're a person that, you know, doesn't paint, then a glass file is an awesome tool, because, yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on camera, but yeah, you can kind of see it like on this side here. Watch. Oh yeah, see right there, that glare? See how the light moves up and down on that piece at that angle? Right there, see it? Boom. See how that light, that would not be possible if that wasn't a glossy surface. See how that straight bar of light moves up and down? That denotes a glossy surface. So yeah, that's what a glass file can do. It's a great tool, but one that I don't particularly use that much, and I'm just kind of testing it out more than anything here. But let's see if we can catch that. Oh yeah, see right there. There it is. Yeah, see that bar of light moving up and down? Boom. Yeah. So that's that's basically, you know, what you can achieve with the glass files. And you know, this was just a cheap set that I found on Amazon, like $7, I think it was. And it's by this company Bezox. I don't even know if they sell these on Amazon anymore or whatever. But yeah. Like I said, I don't use it very often. But if you're into it, if you need it, yeah, go get you a glass file. Let's see. God Hand GHES 90 Edge file. Thank you, Brandon. $32.99. Oof, man, at USA Gundam Store. That's a hefty price tag for, which is basically just a strip of metal with teeth in it. God Hand, man, you whoo-hoo! Woo! Your prices. Holy crap. God hand. Yeah, I mean, it's God hand, but what, you know, so what do you expect? Yeah. What do you expect? Anyway. Brandon says, I've been using glass files. Cleaning up little nubs after I cut keeps me from getting the white marks or going too deep. Nice. Yeah. Jimmy James. Glad you're streaming again. After I finish moving, I am starting on Godzilla X Kong kit. Nice. I dig that. Hit me up with that, like, because I want to see what that looks like and everything, because that sounds really freaking cool. I've been into the Monarch show on Apple Plus. If you guys haven't seen that, it's essentially about, you know, the company Monarch who tracks, you know, the Titans and everything. Good show. Good show. And I always loved the, you know, the Godzilla and Kong movies and everything like that. I got to see the Godzilla -1 and what is it, the sequel -0. I still got to see those. Haven't kind of committed to that yet, but I've heard those are even better. Just outstanding movies. So, yeah. Edwin, got to go get some sleep. See you in the next stream. Buddy, thank you, Edwin. Appreciate you, man. And then Ranger Chris. Yeah. God hand. He says God hand tax. Yeah. Yeah. That is the classic God hand markup, isn't it? Man, I think you're paying 50% of that you're paying for the name God hand alone. Oh boy. That's why I really don't use a lot of God hand products, is because they're good, don't get me wrong, but they're not as good as they cost. They're not as good as they cost. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm just not in it. Not in it for God hand, if I'm being honest. All right. Off that, let's get to filling this thing up here. So basically what we're going to need to do, there are basically 3 sized gaps here. That middle one, we can fill with a 1mm. Same thing with the front. And then we'll need something wider for the back bit there. That's way too wide. Let's dig in the plastic drawer. Hey-oh, look at that. That's actually a really nice angle. Look at this. I got all my dividers here, all my strip plastic, tubes and rods, kind of knickknacks over here. Yeah. All right. I'm thinking that's probably 4mm. 6.3, 1.5, 10, 32, 484mm. Bingo. All right, let's see what the 4mm looks like here with this guy. And let's get a strip that we've already used. All right, so so that 3.2 might have been more accurate. All right, let's try the 3.2 here. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, that's the 3.2 is going to be better. Easy fit. So, all right, cool. So we'll use the 2. We'll use the 3.2 for the bigger cavity there. All right, and we're going to work fast. We're going to use super glue. We're going to get this done, and the super glue will fill in any gaps on this too, which will be pretty nice. All right, so let's get right there. All right, there's our filler piece for that. And we're gonna get a little super glue in there. Come on. There we go. Jolly good. Jolly good. All right. And then going to get some more in there. And we're just going to cut off a kind of an arbitrary length here. Nothing exact, obviously. And then start to put that right in there. Jolly good. All right, and then let's get another small strip here. Just that little bit. Let's see, will that fit in there? Yep, that will. Very good. All right, cool. So we'll leave that there. And then just a little drop of super glue there. And there we are. All right, so now we've got this filled essentially. Let's just hit this with some super glue just to fill in any voids and make this thing solid here. And we'll clean up the mess here in a few moments. All right. So let that sit while we open up the accelerator. And we're going to spray this guy down because I haven't found my dropper bottle yet. And then that'll kick there we go. Get it going. All right. And then I don't want that stuff on my hands. I'm just going to spray this. It does smell fruity. It's so weird. It smells like if you were a kid and you had a sister back in the 80s, it smells like those old like strawberry shortcake dolls. That weird artificial strawberry fruity smell. That's what it smells like to me. The other one, if you remember Toy Story 3 with that evil bear, if you ever saw him on the shelf at like a store or something like that, that's kind of what it smells like, that weird strawberry shortcake-y smell. So freaking weird. I don't know. Smells good, in my opinion. Yeah. Oh, I just got an Amazon package. Oh God, here it is. George says, smelling the strawberry shortcake scent means the solvents have partially dissolved your brain, right? Probably. Probably. It wouldn't be surprising. Let's see. Chris says, only God hand product personally I use to any great degree are the sanding sponges, as they are the only one I can find. Well, yeah, I mean, that's necessity there, but yeah. And see, I don't use sanding sponges. I find I have more dexterity and more accuracy just with little pieces of sanding paper by itself. But, you know, everybody's different, obviously. So, yeah. Life Death 65. Hey, Tim, finally caught a live stream. Loving the Hyaku Shiki. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Really do. Welcome. Hang out with us. Jimmy James says, I used a lot of God Hand when our only only local hobby shop that stocked it mostly. Love Mr. Hobby, Rui Tool 2.0, and various generic tool knockoff tools and stuff. Yeah. Brandon says, NT Cutter makes a file plate called an NT Dresser. Usually around $6 to $7 online for the plate itself. It has 2 mounting holes, so you can mount it to a block if you need to. That would be kind of cool. Where did you see that, Brandon? USA Gundam Store? That sounds pretty cool. Anyway, Jimmy James says, USA Gundam 2.0 nippers were good too. Yeah, they were. Very, very sharp. I think Ryan said that he had those made in the same factory as like God Hands and everything. So while not the same, very, very similar. Because I tested, you know, those back in the day, and yeah, they're super good. Very, very sharp. Left basically no stress mark on the plastic. Great tools. So, yeah. Brandon says, used it years back at work and it worked fantastic. Would be perfect for models. Nice. Yeah, I love NT Cutter. For those of you that don't know, NT Cutter is a tool maker. They make all of the Tamiya hobby knives. Actually, no, I take that back. Not all, but they make the design knives for Tamiya. They basically just rebrand them and they put Tamiya's logo on them, but it's theirs. You can get their version for, you know, half to 3/4 of the cost for the Tamiya. It's insane. And then the other one that I really, really like, this is just a little itty bitty hobby knife, and you can kind of see the size of the handle compared to this is the USA Gundam Store knife, which is basically the Tamiya design knife. And I love this one because it's really, really got a good balance to it, and that's kind of why I use it. But sometimes if I really, really need ultra dexterity and precision, I'll pull this guy out. Actually, it's funny because they use the same size blade. So, but yeah, this little NT Cutter knife is wonderful. This used to be my main hobby knife for years, until I moved over and I got the USA Gundam Store, you know, hobby knife and everything. But yeah, I like this. It feels good in my hand. It's a good size. I like the weight of the, you know, the brass and the steel and everything at this end, and it's lighter, you know, back here. It for me, with the way that my hands work, feels better in the hand. So that's just my personal preference, but you know, again, everybody's different. Brandon says, love their little blades and their metal handle. Yeah, right. So it's good stuff. All right, let's get back to this. Everything's cured, locked into place. Very nice. All right, so first things first, let's clip this guy off here, and then we'll start to just trim the back. Nice. And I don't know if you guys noticed that on the camera, but cutting through this super glue is essentially the same as cutting through the plastic. And that's why I love the Bob Smith super glues, because the density of it, once it's cured, is really, really close to Bandai plastic. And I love that. It makes for easy cutting, it makes for easy scribing, just all of that. So yeah, highly, highly, highly recommend the Bob Smith super glues if you don't have them already. They're definitely my preference when it comes to you know, the cyanoacrylate, you know, super glues and everything like that. All right, so we've got this flushed up. Let's get it really flat here. Very nice. God damn it. So much debris on the bench. Nice. All right. So that the top of the head block is now nice and flat. That's perfectly good to go. Let's take a look here at the head. Let's see if this is... No, that's still soft. We're gonna leave that for tomorrow. I'm not gonna dick around with that. All right. So that basically means that we've hit a roadblock with the head parts. So put the head block back there on the backstop, and then we're gonna move on to something else here in a second. But let's get caught up here real quick. LifeDef65, he says, I've been around for a while. Remember watching your streams 5-ish years ago. Yeah, you helped me get through my surgery. Oh man, back then, I don't know why YouTube has my email as my profile name. It was Wasteland Sentinel. Okay, cool. Well, dude, I mean, I hope the surgery went well. I hope you're fully recovered, obviously, since that time, but that's awesome. You know, that really means a lot. Like, you know, you say I helped you get through your surgery. Like, that's awesome. Thank you. That's very touching. That's really, really touching. I really appreciate that. That's so freaking cool. Let's see. Brandon says, I have the NT Cutter art knife. It's a heavy handle, super comfortable. Yeah. Dwayne, Cycross. We have a question. Have you used the Starbond Black CA? Thoughts? No, I haven't. That's, you know, now that you mention it, I had forgotten Starbond had the Black CA. And CA stands for cyanoacrylate, which is super glue, for those of you that don't know. But yeah, I've totally forgotten. They have a kicker and everything too. I'm gonna have to see about that. Yeah, that may not be bad. Honestly, it depends on the price. The black super glue. Oh man, for me, I'm trying to think of use cases and when I would actually use or necessitate, you know, the black CA, because I've gotten so used to working with the clear that I kind of know its characteristics. I can see it, all of that. Yeah, maybe plating, like stacking plates on one another. That would be a use case. Yeah, I'll have to think about it. But yeah, I completely forgot about the Starbond. That's I think Starbond's more of a US brand, if I'm not mistaken. I could be. I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing, but whatever. Anyway, excuse me. Brandon says, once you taught me that super glue feels good and scribe/cuts fine, made me relax with trying different scribe lines. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, if you remember back on the Jesta many, many moons ago, from what it feels like, on the front of the skirt, they had those little molded in details and stuff like that I hated. Filled that in with super glue and then scribed right through it. And mind you, those details were like half a millimeter wide and maybe a millimeter long. They were not big. And yeah, it was so easy to scribe through. And I thought they were gonna pop. I thought all of that super glue was gonna pop right out once I scribed right through it. But it held, and it continues to hold, and it is perfect. So yeah, this super glue as a filler for scribing mistakes and everything. Oh yeah, 100%. And that's just another reason in the list of reasons why I love the Bob Smith Industries super glue. It's just so freaking good. Yeah, and Brandon's like, you can mess up and just fill them in, sand flat, you're off to the races again. Yeah. Boom.
We have a question.
LifeDef65 says, does one need to thin out Mr. Servicer 1000 and up? I tried spraying it through the airbrush and it clumped up the tip really bad. Yeah, if you get it in the jar, 100% yes. You definitely need to thin it down. Because the way that I thin mine, I thin it down basically 3 to 1. Or actually now, no, I think about it 1 to 3. So 1 part thinner to 3 parts, or no, 1 part surfacer to 3 parts thinner. Yeah, because what I'll do, I will literally get 3 jars out of 1 jar after thinning it down. And that seems to me, for me, the perfect ratio. It's super concentrated, super thick in the jar itself, and it absolutely needs to be thinned down. 100% yes. So yeah, keep that in mind. Dwayne Cycrossy says, thin your surfacer 1 to 1, 2 to 1 thinner to paint. Yeah, even at 1500. Yeah, well, not sure about 1500. I don't work with it all that often, so go with what Dwayne says. But yeah, the surfacer, you can even push that, like I said, 3 to 1 thinner to surfacer at that point. Brandon says, I have always had to use a bigger nozzle airbrush and to thin it down. Yeah, that's another good point. With surfacer or primer or whatever, you want to shoot it through a 0.5 nozzle, because yeah, it will fuck up your airbrush and your tip and everything. So yeah, use a bigger nozzle in that, a 0.5 or bigger, and then you'll be in really good shape. Thin it down, all of that. So yeah, very good point, Brendan. Very good point. LifeDef65 says, I'm fully recovered. It was gallbladder surgery and pancreas repair. Wow. Now I'm healthy, lost 95 pounds, and have 2 amazing boys. Yes, 2 amazing boys and a beautiful wife. Fuck yeah, dude. I love that. I absolutely love that. That is awesome. I am so happy for you. Having a family is just such a good reward after going through, some shit like that. So yeah, that's fucking great. That is fucking great. Congratulations, buddy. That is just awesome. That is just awesome. Chris says, if it's the type I'm thinking about, the slow cure CA, then found it can be useful when working with photo etch parts and getting them positioned. Yeah, I mean, I'll use the slow cure, like Bob Smith, for like photo etch and things like that, and it works, works a treat. Never thought about using the black, maybe for something like that, but yeah, who knows? Dwayne says, okay, I'll try that. Thank you. Always, dude. Always. Brandon says, we need some Child of Mecha branded Bob Smith. Yeah, right. Oh, I'm sure the hobby companies, the hobby stores and everything pay, decent money for that. So I don't think that'll happen anytime soon, but yeah. Michael Dawson, super set. He says, off to work, catch you or stream later. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you, buddy. And then Life Def says, I'll definitely try all of that. Thanks, guys. Yeah, always. We're here to help. That's one of the main benefits about tuning into the live stream is that you not only get, my, experience and expertise, but you get all these guys too. All these guys have, really, really good experience in different areas. From Brandon to Chris to, Handren when he's on, people like that, Luke, especially Gunpla Luke, all these guys have a lot of experience. So yeah, that's one of the benefits of jumping in live, to these live streams. You get to ask that question and you get to hear, and you get, literally decades of experience, with ideas and stuff like that. So yeah, very, very good, type of thing, benefit about the live streams. Yeah. So, all right. Brandon says, all right, got to hit it. We'll rewatch later tonight. Remember, everyone, hit the thumbs up button and bell. It greatly helps the stream. And Tim, thanks, Brandon. Appreciate you, buddy. Might not be here tomorrow picking up my new car. I saw that. Have fun with that excursion, bud. So that'll be good. That'll be good. We look forward to hearing how it goes on Thursday's stream. So, or tomorrow night's stream, whichever one you're at. Brandon says, haha, I'm more like a coach, can tell you the proper way, but don't follow it myself. Wow. Still, though, you got good answers, buddy. You got good answers. Alrighty. So, moving on. 117. We still got plenty of time. Let's get on the backpack, because that was one of the things that I wanted to modify a bit. And what we're first going to do, we're going to pop that on there so our brand new super glue doesn't dry out. Actually, yeah, fuck it. We're going to do the backpack. All right, so here's the, Hyaku Shiki backpack. Normally it has the binders on here that have, really good, literally extreme, positioning and everything. Like this is a really, really good, right? So I want to keep that kind of level of flexibility there, but with that. So we're going to remove the wing binders and we're going to replace it with that. And James Turner, my friend, Spider2K2, when he's on, sent me, what is it? I forget the name of the mobile suit. I think it's the Dovin Wolf or something like that. But these were on the backpack, these guys here. And as soon as I saw them, I'm like, speed, done, And then I kind of mocked them up to what they would look like on here. And I'm like, yeah, that That's a winner. That's a winner. So now we've got to basically come up with a solution on how to mount these to where they have kind of that similar positioning, you know, with this kind of ball and socket, you know, type of deal here on the binders. So first things first, we're going to take one of the binders apart and we're going to see basically how this thing is put together, because, you know, over the years I've just kind of forgotten how this thing is put together, if I'm being honest. So we're going to get in here and just basically just pry this thing apart. There we are. Just get under there. Start prying this thing up, and it comes apart pretty easily. I think we got one more peg. There we go. I think that'll about do it. Yep. All right, cool. So okay, so let's take that whole assembly out there. All right, so that is how the wing articulates. It's just a embedded poly cap. Okay, cool. So that's easy. But this is the part that I'm more interested in. This mounting. Huh, okay. That's on a peg then. How did we get that in there? Okay. Well, when at first you don't succeed, try brute force. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, so all right. So this is, all right. That's actually really easy. That just slides in there. I mean, you gotta pop it in there at an angle, which is not great, but I mean, it works. Okay. So the thing, okay. Okay. No, it definitely have to be this one. All right. So, okay, that's actually not bad. Man, the angles even kind of match up, so that's actually pretty decent. All right, so let's get this thing back on here and mock this up. Yeah, that's a bit of a clumsy design there. I'm not sure if I like that from Bandai, but it serves its purpose, whatever. All right, so this one would be over here. And then, yeah, see, I'm not sure. I don't like the gap between all that, you know? I don't like the gap. If we mount it on the surface, that is. Okay. Let's see. What size is this peg? It's 4 millimeter. Let's see. I gotta find a better solution than this for these. All right, 4mm rod. All right, let's see. All right, just beveling the edge of this rod, and let's see. No. All right, that's not, it's close, but that's not the size. All right, because what I'm thinking is we can just mount the rod in here. We'll have this type of articulation, and then we'll still have the articulation from that right there, right? And then that fills the gap super nice. Yeah, okay, that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. All right, so we gotta figure that out. Get back in there. And don't need that, shove that back in there. There we go. All right, so now, next thing to do is to get this guy apart. And now, mind you, I've never actually built this. This was sent to me as a fully built model. Just, you know, James didn't like it, I guess, or didn't need it or whatever. So I don't know how this thing, you know, is put together, but it should be easy enough to figure out. So, but then again, we're gonna have to be ginger with it because I don't know if James cut the pegs on this or anything like that, or actually glued it. It doesn't look like he glued it together. It looks like it's just snap built. None of the, you know, nubs are cleaned or anything, so it just looks like a, you know, a simple snap build to me. Now, obviously, those come off real easy. This part comes off real easy because I've already done that. Yeah, so there's that. All right, and let's see. There it is. All right. So, if you guys don't have part separators, highly suggest that you get these. If you are, you know, customizing, putting models together, taking them apart, all of that. Also, you know, use this on the, you know, the peg holes and everything. Just kind of bevel those out, and that makes disassembly a dream. Still holds really nice, but disassembly makes it a lot easier. Let's see. Life, death. Boom.
We have a question.
Has anyone tried the Steady brand of sanding paper / sponges? I have not, no. I've actually never tried anything from the Steady brand, so I don't know, you know, how their quality is and all of that good stuff. So, but if anybody has, let us know. But yeah, I have not myself. So, alrighty. So with that being said, let's take a look at this thing and see where the seams are. Okay. Down this side. Okay, so we kind of know where to pry at that point. And we do need to be careful. That's articulated in there. Okay. So first things first, I'm going to get in here with my hobby knife to create a little space. Okay. And we're just going to do this around the the perimeter of this seam. And just try to get in there and just, like I said, create a little space and start the process of prying this apart. Actually, this is coming apart a little bit easier than I had anticipated, which is a good surprise. Okay. Okay. All right. So, doesn't sound like we've snapped anything yet. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see what we've got. Oh, that was really easy. I was all prepared for, this major surgery and everything, but that was easy as shit. All right, cool. So, how does that guy go on there? Just a peg. Okay, cool. All right, so we've got that there, and then here are the inner workings of this thing. This thing articulates. This actually comes up. What is this? Oh, okay, so they're like little missile pods and stuff like that in there. All right, and that just slots in. It just slots in there. This is just held in. Oh, okay. Now that's actually covered up by the thruster cowl. Okay, cool. And then this part pops in there. Okay. And then we got our poly cap. This slides in. It just, slots in there just like that. All right, so we've got the piece apart for the most part. That needs to come off. And that's just a slide fit. Okay. No pegs or anything in there. All right, cool. Okay. So that actually was very simple. I'm happy with that. But let me show you real quick kind of what I use this tool for. I use this to kind of ream out the peg holes and watch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom. And that's basically all it is. Get the dust out of there. And then this thing was fairly easy. Oh, I forgot these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom. Easy. All right. So now this thing will go together again. And it will come apart. See, it has good holding strength because those pegs are past the bevel. But all you got to do then at that point is create that space, wiggle it, wiggle it, wiggle it. Boom, easy. So it makes disassembly an absolute dream. So I highly, highly recommend, obviously get a pin vise and then get a nice set of burrs, the Dremel bits. They're called burrs, but get you a nice set of these with a conical shaped burr in it, and yeah, you'll thank me. Trust me. Let's see. Jimmy James says, I have the USA Gundam Store part separator. Awesome. Jazz 3 Dunlop guitar picks work too. Yeah, I've heard the a lot of people use like the guitar picks and everything because they're plastic and they won't mar the surface and everything. But yeah, so basically I have two part separators. I have this one, which is by Wave, and then this one by USA Gundam Store, and I'll show you the differences too. So here's the shape of the blade of the Wave version, right? So it has this kind of nice curved surface, and it tapers down to, you know, a dull blade. I mean, you're not going to cut yourself or anything like that. And now the difference between that and the USA Gundam Store, you can see the USA Gundam Stores is a much smaller blade. And then again, it's dull. You're not going to cut yourself. But this, I feel, is a little, just maybe a hair sharper than the Wave. They both have, you know, their uses and everything. This is more for precision, and then this is more for those kind of longer seams that you want to get into, and everything. So yeah, I use both, and you know, they really help with stubborn disassemblies and things like that. So yeah. Zero Kai, look at this guy. What's going on, dude? Holy shit, he is alive. Yes, I am. Welcome, dude. It's only the 4th episode, and now you're here. All right, so let's get back on to this guy. So we don't need the cowl and the thruster bell at this point. We just need kind of these pieces, and we need a strategy here. So what we're definitely going to do is remove the polycap. That goes without question. And then that leaves us with kind of this hole here for our 4mm-ish rod that we're going to be able to pop into the existing Shiki here, right? So let me see how far off that is. This is the beveled side, okay. I mean, it's close. Let me see, like, if I have a 3.2 that might fit better. Actually, let me, because this is a plastruct rod. Let me try an evergreen. Is this, oh, this is tube. Okay, no problem. All right, let's flatten and then bevel the edges of that tube. You never quite know with these companies' tolerances and everything. See? Look at that. That's a 4mm tube that just slotted in there perfectly. Done. All right. God damn it. Evergreen for the win. So 4mm tube from Evergreen versus a 4mm rod from Plastruct. All right. Now I'm curious. Is this thing alive? No. None of my calipers are alive. God damn it. All right. What's the 357? What is it? Okay. All right, I think this is the right size for these. Shit. Anyway, so now I'm curious. So getting the caliper out here, but we got to replace the battery because dead. He's dead. Shit. Come on. What the hell? USA Gundam Store for the win. All right, is that the same size? It is. Okay, cool. So this uses an LR44. All right, good deal. All right. Pop this guy in here. There we go. Now we have life. Now we have life. All right. Get that thrown away. Get that put away. And then, so we're now back on the calipers. Let's zero that out. Nice. Okay, so here is our 4mm tube from Evergreen, and that's slightly under, infinitesimal amount under 4mm, so pretty much bang on, right? And then here is our, okay, so there is right at 4. Okay. So it's basically okay. Just taking the measurements in different areas here. All right, so it's about 1/10 under. Okay, cool. All right, well, regardless, that's what we're gonna end up using, is the Evergreen, because it fit right away. So, let's get that back in there. Get that away. Let's see if I have 4mm rod from Evergreen here. Let's see what we have. That's 3.2 tube. No, I don't think I have 4mm rod from Evergreen. Okay, no big deal. I mean, it'll hold structurally perfectly fine, so that's not a deal breaker. So, but we found our connection, so that's what matters most. All right, so we'll put that off to the side here, and we'll put that away. Calipers can go over there. Let's get caught up, yeah? Let's see. Briggsy says, I'm not a fan of metal part separators. Used the mega size part separators when I had one. Oh yeah, I forgot. The mega size actually does come with a part separator, doesn't it? I completely forgot about that. Yeah, completely forgot about that. Apex Nerd said, turn it upside down and tap it out. Oh yeah, that battery wasn't coming out. That battery was not coming out. Zero Kai says, sorry, I work early morning shift at the airport and barely watch anything nowadays. Oof, I gotcha. I gotcha. Comes with 2, does it? I have to dig in my parts box. I forgot. It's been so long ago. Completely forgot about that. All right. Anywho, so we've got our connection so that's good to go there. Let's... Actually, I have a better solution. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? I just saw them. Damn it. Shit. Aha! Here we go. Boom. A little mini tube cutter. Love this little thing. And this cuts down to 1/8 inch stock. And that at very least puts a nice groove on the tube or rod or what have you to go back and just cut into it. There we go. There. Nice flat. All right. Here we are. Nice flat, pristine surface. And then that should, yep, slot right in there. So we need to not have it go all the way through or it will limit movement. So good. Yeah, that'll be nice. That'll be nice. Yeah. All right. Sweet. So we've got our connection. We know how it's going to connect to the backpack. We found the right size. Yep, boom. Sweet. Okay, cool. Now the beauty part about the Hyaku Shiki 2.0, backpack comes right off. It's super easy. Super easy to take on and off. It's just this rectangular peg, basically. And it's a polycap on the back of the Shiki. And I love that they built these into the backpack and not on the chest piece. It makes it so much easier for assembly and disassembly. Like, that's a dream. That's, yeah, I love that. So, all right, cool. So, let's brainstorm this and figure this out. We've got 12 minutes. So, we've got a much larger cavity here than that tube needs. Okay, so if this is 4, that would need, let's see what we have here. Back to the tube and everything. Tube and rod stash here. Let's see. No, don't need that. 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 None of those. None of those. None of that. Definitely not. No. 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 All of that goes away. Let's see. We're dwindling down here. 7 point. Okay, 5.5. That may be the ticket right there. Okay. So we'll save that. Yeah, that may be our one and done. Okay. So let's see, this 5.5 millimeter size tube. Will that? Yes. Yes. Okay. And this is why I love Evergreen, right? Is because with their tubes, usually the inner diameter matches up with the next smaller tube, so you can do this kind of, you know, piston type of thing, right? Now, oh, perfection, perfection, perfection. All right, so that is going to be perfect. So basically, we can cut a length of this to basically be a receptacle for the connection point, right? And we can have it, you know, protrude out a little bit or something like that. Pop this in here, glue everything into place, and then, yeah, I mean, that's gonna be a perfect connection. And obviously, we want it somewhat short-ish, maybe a millimeter hanging out of the piece. Yeah, that's gonna be what we want. That is gonna be what we want. All right, so now we have that, and we'll pop this back on here for right now. And see, we can use that as a guide. Sweet. Okay. Okay. Now, let's see. What we want to do is we want to get some epoxy putty in here. And we want to fill that up. All right, so for that, my epoxy putty of choice is right there. That's me a quick type epoxy putty. This is the best epoxy putty that I have ever used in my life. For this size box, this is what, 100 gram size box, and you get, I actually think I've already used one of the packages, but basically you get, I think 4 of these, pairs of strips. So you get the, kind of the dank yellow one, and you get a white one. You mix these two together, boom, you get epoxy putty. So that's what we're going to do here at this point. Now, some things with epoxy putty that you need to take into consideration is that always have a thing of water around, because you can dip your hands in the water and this stuff won't stick to your hands. So that is something that we're gonna do. What time is it? 1:54. Shit. Do I want to get into this today? Fuck. No. You know what? We're going to save it. Because this is going to be a bigger operation. Because we're going to need to do both sides. And I'm going to need to take that bitch apart too. And do all the things that we did to the other side. So no. We're going to leave it at that. Yeah. Briggsy. Yeah. Cliffhanger, right? Yeah, I know. It's a tease. Yeah, leave it on a cliffhanger, right? But yeah, I mean, we'll be back at this thing tomorrow. And then we'll start off with this. And I think what I'll go ahead and do off stream is do the mundane shit. You know, strip this thing down, get the peg holes, you know, reamed out and everything, and have this ready. I'll have, you know, a thing of water and everything ready as well. Also, we can take advantage. The head will be cured, hopefully by then too. So we can get that filled in with epoxy putty. And yeah, I can do basically a whole thing on showing you guys, you know, epoxy putty usage and all of that. So I think that'll be good to start off with for tomorrow's daytime stream. And then, actually, by the time tomorrow night stream rolls around, this epoxy putty should be mostly cured by then, if not fully cured. Because this takes about 6 to 8 hours. So from 2 to 10, yeah, I mean, you got 8 hours there. So yeah, this stuff should be cured by tomorrow night's stream. So that'll actually line up perfectly now that I'm thinking about it. I know, blue balling, yes, cliffhanger, all of it. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But for the quality of work and for the quality of the stream and everything, I think this is going to be the way to go. Because I'll be able to show you guys how to use it tomorrow, and then on the daytime stream, and then on the nighttime stream, I'll show you how to you know, work with it once it's cured and everything too, because they're two different things. So yeah, I think that's going to be the best case scenario for us to go. So yes, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. So back to camera one. I know, I am a tease. I get it. Breaksy's like, leave him wanting more, right? Yeah. But he also says, best thing to do. Hell yeah. Yeah. And Julia says, great show, Tim. Thanks. Always, Sarge. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. I appreciate it. So, all right, kids. I know it's probably a few minutes early, but that's where we're going to cut it for today. No live stream this evening. I got the night off. We'll be back tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. We'll get on this epoxy putty thing, and we'll get to using that and keep this thing moving forward. I think we're making great progress on this thing. I think that this is going to turn out to be a banger, even with the simplistic things that we're doing to it. And I'm pretty hyped about it. Pretty hyped. So come on back tomorrow. I'll see you guys then. Awesome time. See you tomorrow afternoon. Life Death. Thank you, buddy. Gumpel Luke, have a good one. Thank you, Lorenz. See you on the next stream. Awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah, build something cool. Stay safe out there. I'll see you all tomorrow.